If I could have enabled her to reach down between her legs the way I did when my children were born, to have her feel the power of life screech through her muscles, the head hard and wet, bending sinew and skin to the point where the layers of ozone skim the starry void, I wanted nothing more than for her to be the one to touch my head first. Nothing more than for her to offer me her breast and teach me to suck the life right out of it. Nothing more. Her basket empty, mine so full. The fork in the road moment we knew would come. A time when I would join the ranks of those women who could. Is this betrayal, the way I hold my newborn daughter close, so close? Am I abandoning her, my mother, in her surgical mask and her shame of femaleness that never amounted to much, even that? What can I do to fill the void in her empty nest? What can I do? Mommy and Daddy couldn't have children of our own, so we adopted you. I guess that's when I decided to look. Foster care, where all the magic happened. The up part of being put up for adoption, the upsy-daisy part, the up for grabs part, the up in the air, neither here nor there part. Foster care was the long Hail Mary that took me from illegitimate to legitimate, unwanted to wanted, lost to found. In foster care, I was cleansed of all the sins that got me into the mess of needing to be put up for adoption to begin with. My heritage, my bloodline. It was a makeover of mythic proportions. Out went the genetic calamity of desire and shame, longing, lust, and betrayal. Poof! In went the new and improved baby, fit for adoption. Shazam! In foster care, I learned how to smile and sleep through the night and nap on my tummy and generally be adorable and pleasing and scheduled. I was inoculated against disease and sin, baptized Roman Catholic. I was bright. I was alert. A pretty baby with pleasing features. My hair was dark, my eyes deep blue, my skin clear white. I was no longer an embarrassment, no longer the worst thing that could ever happen. No, I was something to be proud of. In foster care, you see, ink was thicker than blood. I was fabricated, a new birth certificate with a new name and new parents, Constance and Andrew. And most important of all, I was given a new narrative, like an American Girl doll, a story of origin, which made me sound special and desirable, the apple of any mother's eye. Nothing tawdry here, prospective adoptive parents. This baby is la crème de la crème. The cat's meow. Yes, even my pedigree was purified. Biological father. Yankee, British, very tall, well-built, hazel eyes, medium skin, outdoor hobbies, self-made, a graduate of a college of high academic standards. Biological mother. Yankee, English, Welsh, and Irish, slender, attractive, fair skin, hazel eyes, very dark brown hair. She too a graduate of a college of high academic standards. What could go wrong? We all lived happily ever after. The baby, that's me, fulfilled everyone's dreams. The end. slumps back into town, holds the princess hostage, and demands to be heard. This fairy tale is no different. In some other kingdom far, far away, there lived another baby. Yes, you guessed it, the one they threw out with the bathwater, rejected, denounced, and denied access to the riches of any family, legitimate or not. She became the loathsome, uninvited guest who shows up unannounced, peers in windows, pounds on doors, lurks in the dark alleys of your midnight soul. Let me in! Let me in, she shouts. Her umbilicus of shame festers, another story, a truer, purer story of reunion and redemption, one that we can only tell together, me and her, good baby, bad baby, one baby. So, when I found myself unexpectedly pregnant, I discovered a longing to crawl back through that Russian doll of eggs and to know my mother. I wanted to talk about childbirth, but I often think of that Adrienne Rich quote, the woman, if I can remember how it goes, the woman I wanted to call my mother was silenced long before I was born. Longing. When I was pregnant, I remembered a primordial hunger, a prehistoric longing for bones and stones, pine-cone things that humans ate once upon a time in the dark, millions of years ago. I didn't know what these things were, where or how I could buy them, but it was as if a bestial gland had opened, and I was suddenly on the hunt, the bison galloping through my caves, the mammoth eye to eye and gasping. I understood the urgency of almost, my thirst so deep it must have had its origin in Eve's womb. Through my dreams, I wandered the halls looking for the ancient salt mines of my people. I wanted to lick the granite, suck the kelp, and ride the minotaur all at once, but that was impossible. Life was too huge to hold in my mouth. It had snared me and grew in me and brought the mossy taste of evolution with it. As a pregnant woman, I learned how to surrender to longing. The spiteful mink. Do you have anything against quivering slabs of beef or mink coats? What I mean is, you're not a vegetarian, are you? December 21st, 1990. This is my birth mother's voice I'm on the phone with. Pinch me, dull, numb me. It's her. I'll be wearing the mink I bought to spite my mother, who I'm sorry to say is as mean as a snake, but that's for another time. I thought we'd have prime rib, as long as you're not a vegetarian. Are you? No, I'm not. Good. LaGuardia, Christmas Day, 1990. I wore my one-year-old daughter, Dominique, on my back. She kept me safe, impervious to any kind of weather. The coats that I had grown accustomed to were of the camel hair, tweed, navy, worsted wool variety. Even cashmere was a bit too sumptuous for my mother. Lord & Taylor, Saks Fifth Avenue, and L.L. Bean. City coats or country coats, topped with warm knit hats, pocketbooks to match shoes, scarves to match gloves, useful and attractive and always understated. Luxury lived unobtrusively toward the back, out of the way, in the hand-me-down Persian lamb or the beaver collar. But spite and mink and mothers mean as snakes? Those coats were not hung in my mother's closet. I have no memory of the mink the day I met her. The cellophane carnations she offered me, yes. The stuffed lamb or the stuffed skunk for Dominique, yes, I remember those. I wasn't sure of her temperament, so I bought both. Here, I remember the not of me sensation and how we walked on either side of the road to the exit, talking but not talking. I remember the duffel bag of cloth diapers I carried, in addition to the baby on my back, proving what? That I was a good enough mother in spite of everything. But I don't remember the mink. Through the years, she often referenced it. When she moved, it went with her, from New York City to Vermont to East Boston, and as the baby on my back grew into a poised young woman with an eye for extravagance and a craving for inheritance, she'd ask Jane about the mink. Can I have it? No, it's mine. I'm keeping it. It's mine, all mine, only when I die. But then there were moths, an infestation, and everything, I mean everything was ruined. The Pakistani rugs, the cashmere sweaters, the kilts, the sari, and the mink. An email announced the sad news. They've even eaten the mink. Oh no, I wrote back as dutiful as any daughter, not the mink. For Dominique, the mink had seemed like a good idea in theory, even sight unseen. She wanted it, an heirloom of sorts. But what did I care? I didn't have any memory of it to hold on to or pass down. The mink, the spite,